And across the Mississippi River, Hannibal kicked off a Veterans Day parade to honor, celebrate, and remember those who have served. Organizers say this morning's parade included 50 entries, almost twice as many as it's been in the past. Supporters from throughout the Show Me State showed up to pay their respects, then proceeded up to the Veterans Memorial Freedom Bell on Cardiff Hill. That's where we caught up with former Hannibal Mayor James Hark and retired Vietnam veteran Jim Miller.
I want to thank everyone for their participation. It takes a community, and we will continue to move forward. We will continue to band together and support our veterans.
It's my privilege to do this today. It's my honor. I enjoy giving recognition to this nation's veterans.
Hannibal's Veterans Memorial includes dozens of bricks dedicated in honor of loved ones who have served. More are available for purchase through the Parks and Recreation Department.